Hello, everyone. Welcome to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. I am your host, LeRon Dawkins, and back with me, as always, is the one, the only, Stephanie Klimov. What's up?
Hello! Happy to be here on this lovely Wednesday evening.
Yes, yeah. The Klimov Arthur is about to strike.
Oh yeah, so close to finishing that novel. I'm gonna celebrate.
Is it too early for us to ask what the name of the novel is, or do you want to wait until it's actually like completed and in the process of being reviewed?
Yeah, I am only gonna wait just because there's a slight chance I change the title, then I'll feel like a real dingus. But once I'm firm on it, I will let you know.
All right, awesome. And of course, my buddy, my pal, Corey Derrick. What's up, man?
Hello, I have arrived.
Is that your version of What's Poppin'?
No.
You've been doing that a
Yeah.
lot the past few shows.
I just don't know how to intro myself. I'm a terrible human, I guess. I don't know.
No, you're not a terrible human. Oh my god. What? How's everybody doing?
Great, LeRon.
Going. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing good. We're back together on our favorite night of the week. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I have the day off tomorrow.
Oh man, nice. Well, shit. I'm sorry that I just subjected you to a whole bunch of shop talk. Well, asking you about medications and drugs and stuff.
Can talk about drugs all day.
Oh boy. I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep of a question. Here we go. What is something that you can just fall back on that makes you instantly happy? Or it's like, you remember those old Calgon Take Me Away commercials? You remember those?
The what? The what?
The Calgon Take Me Away. Basically it was like a women's beauty product. It was basically like a soap or something. Where basically she's having a hard day, kids are all over her, husband's annoying the shit out of her, the job is just being some bullshit and stuff. So she's like, Calgon, take me away. And all of a sudden you see her in her bathtub with bubbles up to her ears and everything, and she's just blissed out and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what it was. I guess the fact that I'm 47 years old, I guess I'm just way too old for getting and have all these pop culture references that people younger than me can't get with.
Well, one thing I could say right off the bat is chocolate, and I know that, or food. Just, I know it's cliche, but I am one of those people that is an emotional eater. Just instantly stuffing my face with whatever I can get my hands on. That's what she said. Unfortunately, is what brings me immediate comfort. Because, for example, video games, what people might think I'd say, it does bring me comfort, but it takes me a while to get into the zone of a video game. Whereas food is almost kind of like an instant gratification way to handle things.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like I'm right there. I feel like I'm right there with you with food. Corey, what were you about to say?
I said that's a good one. Food is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm also going to cheat again and say a hug from my son. I know that's a cheesy, stupid parent thing, but he's such a good snuggler, and he has the fattest cheeks, and I pinch them, and it annoys him, and it's great.
See, I would say a hug for my children, but there's usually some form of attack that comes afterwards. So I'm always scared. So because my daughter has really sharp fingernails, and she'll scratch you because she thinks it's funny, or it's just there's always some sort of attack coming afterwards. I don't. It's not a happy feeling. So.
I have to say, for me, it's probably just the day is usually I can just throw on a random episode of Star Trek, and it'll immediately pull me out of like whatever's going on. Like even some of the worst episodes of Star Trek. When I say the worst episodes, I'm like the ones that are just like just emotionally draining or taxing because like they're trying to get to a point. Like even then, like I still feel like like that's a fallback that like it'll definitely like get me away from my troubles for a hot minute.
Ooh, that's a good one. Like shows, I'd say The Office. Now, granted, The Office is on Peacock now, which I don't have, but
Yeah.
that's the kind of show where I've seen so many times. But I can play in the background. Like, this sounds really bad, but back when I used to drink a lot, well, that makes it sound like I drink all the time. But I mean, back when I like drank, like when I did drink, I would really have a good time, if you know what I mean. And as I got older, the hangovers got worse. So there'd be times where I would be just a wreck because part of being hungover for my personality is I get anxiety. I'm one of those people that has anxiety the following day, and I would immediately put on The Office. That's what I would do.
Nice.
Yep. I mean, that was just a real quickie just to get us warmed up. Corey, you got some patrons to talk about tonight?
I do, because I just closed the window. Trying to clean up my browser tabs, and I just closed the window. Speaking of windows, you can open your window to our Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Network. For just $1, you get this show 2 weeks early, along with Standard Definition 2 weeks early, and Expansion Pass and the Boss Rush podcast 1 week early. But at the $5 tier, that's a subscription to the producer tier. You know what happens when you're a producer of this show? You get your name shouted out right now. So here are our $5 producers on the Boss Rush Network. We have Quentin Jackson, Rebecca Jewell, Adriel Munger, and my wife, Sana Dierig. I'm going to thank all of our $5 patrons. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank our free listeners because, hey.
We appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah, you guys are just as important.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. Yes, everybody's just as important. All of our content is free, but if you subscribe to our Patreon, you just get a few little perks. Like
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Like the game Stephanie bought at PAX. If you subscribe to our Patreon, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you get a few perky little things.
Oh Lord, no Lord.
Subscribe.
Am I ready for this tonight?
Subscribe to our $30 tier, and LeRon will send you some DMs.
Oh,
okay.
And all that money goes to me and Stephanie. So. JK.
Does that mean we're essentially pimping LeRon out?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I mean, like, I can only give it so much gratification.
My purple suit and my big hat with the feather in it is being dry cleaned. So.
God.
My cane is outside.
Oh.
It's not a pimp cane though. It's not a pimp cane though. It's really to walk. My knee hurts so bad.
I was about to ask, how's that pimp hand?
Oh my God. Holding my pimp knee because my knee hurts. Seriously, I can't even like sit still anymore. It really hurts. I'm going to the doctor on Monday though.
We're just all fucking old. You got your knee problem. I got my elbow fluid sac problem. LeRon's taking a million medications.
Why'd you have to say it like that? Jeez.
I am going to the doctor on Monday though, so this knee is something I will bring up.
Are they gonna? They're probably just gonna give you a CAT scan or an MRI. Wait. I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna give you that. They're gonna be like, is there gonna be something really seriously wrong with you, or is it just gonna be like they're just gonna be like, oh, you need to manage your pain and get.
I hope there's nothing wrong with me. I've dealt with too many things wrong with people lately. I just want to go in and get checked up and leave.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing like a baseline blood work thing because it's a new doctor. Although I haven't been to the doctor in like 5 years. So.
Oh yeah. So get ready. Yeah, like doctors have this way. Like when you haven't seen a doctor in like X amount of years, they have a way of torturing you.
Hmm. I don't. When was the last time I was at the doctor? It was before. It was before COVID. Uh, but I think the last time I was at the doctor was when I had surgery on my finger,
Mhm.
and that was over 3 years ago because it was before my daughter was born. So 4 years, I guess. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's nothing serious. But yeah, like
Yeah.
they're probably gonna MRI or CAT scan you. So just get ready.
Hmm. No,
Yeah,
I
'cause I doubt they're ultrasounding it.
no. I mean, I'm not going for my knee. I'm going for a checkup and like a hey,
Oh, and you're gonna
this is all the areas on my body that I'm worried about or
oh
hurt or hey, I'm getting older. I should probably start thinking about not dying soon.
if it's just a checkup, then basically they're gonna reschedule you to come back for an appointment to get that checked out.
I know.
Hmm.
I know.
By the way, by the way, you bring up a good point about like you haven't been to a doctor in a while. Question: are you one of those men out there that are doctor avoidant?
Yeah, I am. Also,
Thank you for your honesty. Like, yeah.
well, it's a combination of things, but I'd say that's probably a lot of it, but also like I never really worked a great job with great insurance until now. So
Uh-huh.
also,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. There's that then.
yeah. But
I think
like,
insurance coverage has a lot to do with it. Sorry, keep going.
oh, I was gonna say, but like with things going on, like, my cousin has cancer, but she found out late, and like my parents are getting older, and like everybody's just something is coming up wrong with people. It's just like I should probably go. You know,
Mhm.
it's time to not think of hey, if you don't go, they're not going to find anything wrong with you, right? It's you gotta start going and be preventative. So,
Yeah.
uh, and like it doesn't mean I'm not scared they're going to find something. Like there's a bump on my neck that's been there for like 10 years, and I hope it's nothing, but it's should probably bring it up.
Hmm.
And I know like my weight is a problem, and I know that my knee is a problem, and I know my toe is still messed up from when I broke it and didn't go to the doctor. There's all these things that I just feel like, I need to just figure it out.
See, yeah, like I don't, yeah, like that's the one thing I'm really having questions about, man. Like you knew you broke your toe, you didn't go to see a doctor for that?
No, I just put it back.
Yeah, that's not what you're supposed to do.
It's fine.
No, you're supposed to put it back and then go get seen within the next 24 hours.
I don't know. It's been like 24 weeks. No, I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a couple months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a couple months. It's fine. It still feels weird, but it doesn't hurt anymore. So
Hmm.
that's a plus, I guess.
Do you have a good PCP?
A what?
Primary
A
care
good
provider.
PC?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
sorry, a good primary care.
I don't know. This is what this is. This is. I'm going there for the first time.
Oh,
This new
You know
one.
what? Oh,
So
I'm glad you brought that up because like I actually had this topic for I actually had this topic for After Dark. So this will roll nicely like after
great.
this. Yeah. But no, go ahead. Keep answering the question, Corey. I'm sorry.
Oh, and so like this is like a baseline type visit to say, hey,
I see.
this is our first visit. We should probably draw some blood to see if there really is anything wrong with you, or if you're just a fat guy coming in here and your body hurts. You know what I mean? So, uh, but now like not to bring up COVID again, but we just got an email from my daughter's school that one of the kids was exposed to COVID or was
Oh,
tested
Jesus
positive for
Christ.
COVID, and
Here
now
we
my
go.
kid was exposed. So,
So yeah, your kid's isolating now.
That's stressful.
Wasn't this the first year? This is our first year in school, right? Like
Mhm.
any type of school, right?
Yeah, there's 5 days
Damn.
left of school. Well, 6 days left. 2 this week and 4 next week.
She's in the home stretch basically.
Yeah, but there's no school tomorrow or Friday now because they have to
Because
like,
all the kids have to isolate.
yeah. Well, they also have to like uh, clean the school.
Yeah, that too.
uh, so crazy, man. This garbage. Get out of
Yeah.
here. I don't know. Like
So
the
wait. Your daughter has a quarantine, but does that mean you have to quarantine too? Like the adults?
yeah. I mean, I'm not going
I forget.
anywhere.
I forget what the protocol is on that. Like if they quarantine the kids, does that mean the parents are automatically quarantined, or is there like you can do whatever you want until the kid is actually confirmed positive?
I really don't know. We're getting her tested tomorrow and Saturday because she has to have
Hmm.
a negative test before she goes back to school on Monday.
Oh damn, they're hardcore about this.
Yeah. So
Hmm. Well, that's good. That's interesting because, knock on wood, I honestly, it's just a matter of time. I'm kind of wondering what the protocol will be because my son's in kindergarten, and the closest I've ever gotten was someone in his kindergarten class tested positive for COVID, but he was like in a different grouping because they like
hmm
group kids and keep them in that group. So
hmm
they're like, no action at this time, but I'm just waiting for
hmm
that day, and I'll let you know if I need a quarantine or not.
hmm yeah. So I mean, I'm working from home tomorrow and Friday anyway,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. We were supposed to see my parents this weekend, and she has a soccer game on Saturday, and it's a mess.
I think for the sake of your parents, like they should skip this weekend,
The thing is, we tell them that,
and
and
they just do it
they're
anyway.
gonna come over anyway.
They just do it anyway.
Oh
I got you.
goodness.
I got you. Yeah.
So, you know. Anyways, back to the doctor thing. I do have a thing on my neck that I'm kind of worried about. It's like this small cyst right here, I think, and it's a family tradition that people get cysts
Wait,
behind
wait,
their
wait,
ear.
wait, wait,
Family
wait.
tradition.
Wait,
Okay.
behind the ear?
It's like right here.
Is it like a muscle nut? Because I have one of those.
It might be.
Yeah, I think that's just like a facial lump.
Oh well. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it gets bigger, sometimes it's smaller, sometimes it just like it doesn't really feel like a cyst, but it's just like a bump on my neck that
Yeah, I have one of those too. Yeah. And I know for sure I've had it since I was like a young teenager, like
yeah.
12, 13.
I mean, I've had it for at least 15 years. So,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything major, but yeah, like get it checked out and then let me know what they say.
oh,
I need to know.
yeah. Man. Remember last week when we were having so much fun on this show and now we're back to being old broken people?
I'll
oh,
I, I'll tell you my thing about, going to the doctors or anything. So I am lucky that I have a great PCP, um, decent communication. They fit me in when they can, and I happen to be lucky where I work in the medical space, so I know a little bit about like insurance and the ins and outs and stuff like that, but far from an expert. Where I struggle and have frustrations with and prevents me from seeing a doctor are more the specialists. One arm that's difficult. I mean, I lucked out, but anything to do with mental health, it is so challenging to find, a psychiatrist. The wait period takes forever.
Mhm.
And specialists, I mean, they're always backlogged. I was regularly seeing a dermatologist for various reasons, and it includes skin checks for skin cancer, right? But it got to the point where every single appointment, they were booked out months, and every time I went to the appointment, they were always over an hour late and falling
Jesus
behind.
Christ, what the fuck?
Like every time. Like it's one thing if they're running behind once in a while and one time they're late. Like I'm not one of those people that feel entitled, but if it's every single time and I'm missing work for a small check, even though ultimately it's still important to do that, I'm just like, no, I can't do this. And I know they probably need to do it to cover their ass and certain protocols, but sometimes I feel like they just order too many tests, too many things that I personally might feel is unnecessary. Like I was on a medication for my acne that's not really that dangerous, but they might want to test your potassium levels because it raises your potassium levels.
Yeah.
I've been on it for years. I went off it. I forget, maybe I had an insurance change or something, and I want to get back on it again. I said, okay, historically, I've been on it, done well. My potassium level's never been high. Can I get on it again? They're like, no, we need to have you come in and take a blood test for potassium, and then you can come back and we can talk about getting on that medication. I'm like, fuck that. I'll just have pimples. Like, I can't. That's kind of
Yeah.
right.
Like the runaround. Now, do you think it's because of your insurance and not so much the because like some insurance companies are just like put these crazy ass stipulations that the doctors have to jump through hoops about?
For that particular medication, no.
Okay.
But yeah, I can definitely see that. That's definitely a thing.
Mm. All right. Well, I actually this like I said, this helps roll us into the topic. Because I had one last week. I had this last week, and I actually didn't jot it down. So like when you asked about the primary care providers and stuff, I was like, oh, that was my question. All right. So, but this is on a little more of a personal level. Like, okay, actually, I'm gonna break it into two parts. All right. So like we're basically mixed company here. We've got men and women. We've got men and a woman tonight. So, when it comes to actual healthcare, would you prefer to be seen by a male doctor or a female doctor? Like what's your preference? Like, us as men, would we prefer a male doctor versus a female? Stephanie, you as a woman, would you prefer a female doctor versus a male doctor? And there's a second part of this question, so just get ready.
Okay. Initially, my knee-jerk reaction would be like, I would like a woman doctor. But then I pause. I'm like, wait, my PCP is a man. My gynecologist is a man. So you know what? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I like it's that initial feeling like, ooh, I have woman parts and I only want a woman to see it. You know what? At this point, I'm like, they're all medical professionals. I know there's a couple of bad eggs like in every profession, but I'm just generally speaking, they're medical professionals. And just like throwing out the gynecologist thing, that dude seen a bajillion vaginas. He's not gonna bat an eye at looking at my vagina. So I don't care. Like I don't care. And I've had both male and female, and in the end, as long as they got good bedside manner, don't care.
Yeah. Corey, what say you?
I mean, it really doesn't matter to me at this point. I mean, I'm kind of past all that, I think. Like, I feel like there's a time in your life where you, like, I'm going to have a lady doctor. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's all... It just doesn't matter at this point.
Right.
I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about it in a while because I haven't been to the doctor in a while either, so it just never crossed my mind. But I mean, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters to me.
Yeah, I feel like I'm also in the same camp. As a matter of fact, my primary care physician right now is actually a woman and stuff like that. Like she's on the up and up. I mean, like I go to the VA hospital. So every doctor I've had actually has been every doctor I've had under the VA has been a woman. And hasn't really like bothered me or anything like that, as far as that. Like I'm not uptight about any of that stuff or anything like that. And I feel like she's just as good and just as meticulous as the one that as the previous one that was assigned to me a few years back and stuff like that. So I don't really have a problem, whether it doesn't matter to me like the gender, and I wasn't trying to say to be like misogynist or what's the actually it's misogynist both ways because like if you would prefer like if you actually wait it's misogynist if you're anti-woman, and what is it if you're anti-man?
I would just say sexist. Isn't sexist just a
Yeah,
umbrella?
sexist works too.
Well, just quickly speaking of preferring a male or female, that counts for pharmacists too. I'm not sure. I'm sure I've told this story before, but I was working at a retail pharmacy, a large chain, and a older gentleman, white dude, old white man, came to consult and said, "I'd like to speak to the pharmacist. I have a question."
Oh
So
yeah, I remember this story.
I
Yes.
walk right over. I'm like, "Hi, I'm the pharmacist," and he laughs out loud, literally in my face, laughs. Says, "No, I want to speak to a male pharmacist." I'm like, "Oh, is this a man problem?" He goes, "No, it's my foot, but I only want to talk to the male pharmacist because he knows what he's talking about." I'm like, "Okay, have a nice day."
Okay. What a tool.
Some people, man.
Right?
Oh,
So I just say sexist. I don't know.
Yeah, that basically encompasses the whole thing. All right, so Stephanie, you kind of already answered the second part of my question was when it comes to like the more privacy related stuff, basically like this, like the stuff about our boy and girl parts and stuff like that. What's your preference? Yeah. I'm trying to be lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean, I understand how people can be very self-conscious about their privates. I would like to think maybe more older generation. I don't know how the younger generation feels, if they're more free about that, but I don't know. And again, like everyone's has a different perspective when coming into things. Like I am a medical professional, and when I'm dealing with patients, granted I deal with patients in a different way. Like I'm just here to like take care of the person and kind of move on. Like I'm not going to be like making fun of how this person's boil looks. I don't know, but I don't know. I just put my faith and trust in the provider, and obviously I have my wits about me that if something doesn't feel right, I'm gonna fucking punch that person in the face and get arrested.
Oh, jeez.
I joke. I would never really do that.
No, you'd contact the police and report them to the
Yes,
medical board.
Yeah. But I'm glad there are options because you never know. Maybe someone's experienced a trauma and does not want to be around a particular sex. It's
Yeah. Corey, did you want to tackle this?
no. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, how about you, LeRon? I know you said that your practitioner is female, doesn't bother you, but in general, is there any sort of reservation if you were to consider like, does it matter if a male or like? I hate to say. Okay, I'll reframe
when it comes to reproductive and the really personal stuff, right? As a matter of fact, I was going to ask Corey this question. Okay, so like when you have to get the annual checkup and they did the prostate exam, like who do you prefer to go up your butt?
I mean, I don't really want anything going in my butt, but I mean,
you're gonna. How old are you now?
I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Something's got to go up there. So I mean, I don't know. As long as one of them gloves up, I guess.
God damn it, man.
No glove, no love. Am I right?
No glove, no love. All right. So, all right. Honestly, I honestly feel like I also don't have a problem. Like, like if I'm getting the annual checkup and like it's my actual doctor, because I haven't because actually like I haven't actually gotten to where like the doctors need to do all that stuff, but I think they actually consult to a urologist for that stuff, if I'm not mistaken. At least at the VA hospital. I don't see our regular practitioners doing that stuff because they're not family practice. So I don't know for sure. But I really would not have a hang up if she like snaps on the glove and is like, okay, like you got, all right, LeRon, you got to like turn around, bend over, and take your pants down. And I'd be like, okay, because guess what? I got used to it from being in the Navy for 6 years. Take that any way you want. Yeah, so it's not that big a deal for me. Yeah. Now, one thing that I am starting to notice, and I think it's because I'm dating another man right now. One thing I have noticed is that I think it, if I decide to get a primary care provider outside the VA, like I think I'm going to have to look for like one that's more LGBTQ friendly and stuff like that. Just because like and it's not just around affairs of whether you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, or all that stuff. Like what I've learned is like a lot of times like doctors who are kind of like in that same range of life that you are, for example, like I'm black, so I've been told a lot, like try to get aligned with a black doctor because like they actually know things are in tune to like people in my race, so like that. And actually I've started to learn that, yeah, like they're like they actually pay more attention to stuff like when it comes to blood pressure and diabetes and stuff like that. uh
Which is
um
true. Sorry to interrupt. Like,
yeah.
I'm technically all providers should know the very important nuances because race actually does matter with some medications because that's just how genetics works.
Hmm.
And it'd be nice to have a lot of, I almost said variety. I'm sorry. I'm too tired. Diversity because like with African American genetics, there are certain blood pressure medications that just does not jive and can be dangerous or
Yeah.
has a risk of it being dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, but in that regards, like yeah, when it comes to like my sexual health, because like I am not a particularly straight person, like like I've learned that like I need to probably like get aligned with some. It doesn't have to be my doctor doesn't have to be gay or anything. Like they just have to be more in tune to like some because like come on, like gay and lesbian people, they do more shit than straight people. And that's no offense to straight people out there. Like we do stuff sexually that puts our sexual health in a different category
Mm, yeah,
versus straight people. It doesn't mean we're special. It just means we jump through an extra hoop.
exactly.
Yeah. So I guess Corey, you're like whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would have more to say if I went to the doctor more, I guess. Or
I have a
like
funny feel. I
started
have a funny
like
feeling.
having like certain issues or whatever, like I've never had a prostate exam. I've never like had like a
Wait, you never had a prostate exam even when you were playing football for college, so they had to do like the prostate slash. Okay, so the
like a
hernia exam.
hernia exam,
There is the hernia exam, yeah, which basically they grab your sack and turn your
but
head and cough.
they didn't do
Well,
that anymore. There's different ways to do it because too many people were saying that people were
They
molesting
were
their
being
kids.
were being sexually assaulted, yeah.
Yeah. So they stopped that. So
Okay, well then I don't have kids, so I just don't know.
no, they stopped when I was in school.
Oh, they stopped when you were okay, okay,
Yeah, like
okay.
my I remember my senior year, they were like I they like told me I could leave and I was like, "Don't we have to do like the hernia thing?" They're like, "We don't do that anymore." It's like,
So basically,
"Oh,
so basically, they're putting you guys out there. You guys could already be at risk for an injury and don't even know it.
well, there's other things.
Oh,
Playing
I know
football,
CT,
there's other
CTE, broken ribs. Yeah, I get it,
fractured
but
leg and they're just like, "Oh, we'll tape it up. You're good. Here's a cortisone
yeah,
shot so you don't feel it."
Yeah, but the fact that your intestines could spill into your scrotum, you know.
Wow.
I mean,
Either they fall into your scrotum or they basically fall outside of your abdominal cavity into the sac between your skin and your.
yeah. No, thanks.
Where's Stoy at? Stoy should have been with us tonight. We're talking about this stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the taint and everything.
I just I don't know. There's a lot of injuries in football that we could probably do a whole episode about on things that they would hide or fake or, you know, things you hear about that are totally true. So, God, dude, if I never have another cortisone shot, it'd be too soon.
It'd be too soon.
Shoulders, knees.
Yeah. I've actually been pretty lucky. Like, you know, besides the fact that I'm now like on medication to regulate my blood pressure and my cholesterol and stuff like that, and like it's not even like a crazy like dosage. Like my blood pressure is a 5 milligram tablet. Like my doctor said, it's literally the lowest dosage that we can give you to say it's a prescription and stuff like that. And I think my cholesterol is 15 milligrams. Yeah. Actually, she just told me recently she wants to up that, and I'm like, I thought we were going in the right direction. And she's like, nah, this is preventative. I just dropped the damn pill. I'll find it. I'll find it. Oh, there it is. Well, no. I mean, I'm not in a big hurry because like we don't have pets, so I'm not in a big hurry. You know, like wake up at 2:00 in the morning to like the dog or the cat just yakking on the floor and convulsing.
Ugh.
Yeah,
pets will just
Pets and children, they don't know any better.
No, they don't. But
it's not going in your mouth, and then they'll look at you like, I'm gonna do it.
They're like. That oral fixation, I'm telling you, it's real.
Wow.
I love that whole meme about dogs. Like, are you gonna eat that? Oh God. That was my topic though. Like basically just medical stuff in general.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I before we move on from this segment, I will say this. Don't to anybody who's listening or checking us out, you know, like take some of our words to heart. Like, you know, if you feel like there may be something wrong with you, like don't hesitate to get checked out. And yeah, like even if like medical insurance is a thing, there are ways to actually get help. There's ways to get help and actually get like, you know, everything you need from medical to dental to vision, like super cheap. Like, and sometimes it's subsidized, like grants, you know, like.
Yeah, it's tough and it takes a lot of research. Like for example, what I used to tell a lot of patients at retail is if you don't have like prescription insurance or if your insurance really sucks and doesn't cover a lot of medications, either if it's a brand name, the manufacturer might offer a coupon, even though I'm usually against pharmaceutical coupons, but it is there. Also, AAA. If you have AAA, it offers discounts on prescription drugs when your insurance doesn't cover it.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. I knew about the coupons, and I also know about the pharmacy card.
Yeah, but AAA, believe it or not. So, like, those are things that people just, and I wouldn't expect people to know that off the top of their head, but ask around.
Yeah, like there's ways. Like, so yeah, don't be like us, and especially don't be like Corey. Corey just triages himself and just moves on.
Yeah, it was just a toe. It's not like my arm snapped in half.
All right.
Although I have put plenty of fingers back too. So
dislocated fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
See, I'm so lucky. I've never had anything major like that. Like I thought I'd busted my kneecap like back when I was a teenager, but nope. It was just a really bad bump.
Well, here are the natural positions of my pinkies. So, like one.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to stick straight up. Yeah.
And then like.
Yeah, I've never had a broken bone. I've never had a dislocation. I've never.
Better knock on wood, buddy.
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't have any wood. I don't have any wood on me right now, but I do. But
Well,
yeah, 7 more days.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like I don't know, my hands are all messed up. My the biggest one was like my so when I was playing football in high school, my I got hit in the leg and I thought like I thought it was I don't know, I thought something was really wrong with it. And they were like, "No,
It's
it's
like,
just a sprain. We'll tape it up." And like the rest of the year, like they just taped it up every day and no problem whatever. Go out there. And
jeez.
like when I stopped playing after college, I went to the doctor for like a checkup or whatever, and like there's some like weird bumps on my leg that are like I don't know that they I went to go get them checked out, and the
The same
doctor,
leg.
yeah, the
Uh-huh.
doctor said that I had broken my leg
And it's set on its own.
and it's set on its own, and those bumps are tears in the muscle, like there's like a layer between the muscle and the skin, I guess,
The fascia.
no.
and like those are just natural uh, uh, re- the body naturally repaired it that way.
Interesting.
Damn.
So
Shitty ass school chaperones. And when I say chaperones, I mean staff too.
so yeah, that was fun. Good times.
So basically, anytime, boys and girls, anytime you take a hit at school, just be like the soccer players. Like soccer players, you graze them, and they act like you just broke their
Ah!
arm.
Yep. Just
According
go.
according to Stoy though, it's only the only the men soccer players.
Only the men.
Yeah, look at Cristiano Ronaldo down and crying like a baby.
The ladies go out there with their claws out and just want to beat the shit out of everybody.
That's
check,
right.
check everybody, including the lawyer, including the referees.
Yeah.
Oh, like you pull another red card out. You and me.
Right.
All right, who's got another topic?
Well, mine might be a quick one. I think I did like a pet peeve one before, but I wanted to ask like, is there anything that you guys just really rage on and it's not logical at all? And it could be video games like where you rage quit, but it could be any life thing. And I'll start because it is just totally not rational because I got in this conversation with my boyfriend and we both had the same rage. What's a trigger, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes no logical sense. And that it's a certain car or a
Oh
vehicle.
God! Oh God! What vehicle is it?
And it's a Jeep Wrangler.
The Jeep Wrangler? Oh my God! I want one of those.
Sorry, I alienated the entire New England area. And the new Jeep truck.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I saw one of those the other day.
The trucks.
I'm
look
sorry,
dumb.
but
The
it
trucks
just
look dumb.
really fucking it just triggers me because everyone in New England has one. Like 75% of New Englanders drive one around, and their bumper stickers like "I love the beach" or "Life's a beach," and it's just like, why are you driving those big motherfuckers around? I bet you never drove it on the beach once.
I bet
Like,
you never. I bet you never put it in 4-wheel drive mode.
Exactly. And like it's one thing if someone buys a gas guzzler, non-reliable vehicle like Jeep is, you better fucking use it like it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing that gives me pause. Like I used to have like a gas guzzler. Like I used to have a gas guzzler vehicle. Like I bought a used Ford Lincoln Navigator off of somebody, off of a mechanic, and I wasn't aware of the fact that because it has like this nice ass V8 engine in it, like you can only put premium fuel in it, and so like that. And so like the first time I filled this sucker up, right? Sucker has a 25-gallon pump.
Ooh.
I mean, 25-gallon tank. I'm sorry, 25-gallon tank. So I'm sitting there, and this is back when gas was like below $3 and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there pumping, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, first of all, it's 93 octane. So like, I'm pumping it, and I'm sitting there like, I didn't know how big the gas tank was at that point, right? So I'm pumping it, and the vehicle I drive for work has a 15-gallon tank. So I'm sitting here like, okay, like it's probably not going to go too far past 18, on this one. It's still going, and I'm sitting up here, and now I'm starting to sweat because I'm like I'm getting up to $80, for a fill up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, after that navigator broke down and basically the mechanics were like, no, we can't do anything for this. I was like, no more vehicles that require premium. Like it's not because I'm a broke ass or nothing like that. Like I that was the first vehicle that ever gave me anxiety about gas, and I'm not ready to go back that way. Like shit, right now with gas being like 4.39 a gallon, like that 15 gallon vehicle I drive for work is like $70, and the only thing that gives me saving grace is an expense from the job.
Yeah, I mean, my local gas station's up to 4.69, but I don't know. I see these, and some of them are the ones that have the soft cover. I'm like, this is New England. You can't like. Why would you drive these cars when it's only like hot 3 months out of the entire year? It's just, I don't know. It's just like one of those things that I know it's not rational, because I bet those are fine people, and maybe some of them do take it on the beach, like 1% of them. But it just, when I see it, just gives me rage. I'm like, buy a normal fucking reliable car. So
Yeah, as much as I like those vehicles, I love those vehicles. I'd love to have one. Like, nah, the fact that it's a gas guzzler, that kills it for me. Like I don't mind spending an extra $5,000 to $7,000 just to get a hybrid vehicle. But the hybrid vehicle has to have some horsepower though. Like if it has under 200 horses, I'm not buying it.
yeah,
You're not gonna be sitting behind me for 5 minutes at a light as I'm trying to get through the intersection and the light just turned green. No, no. I that would be that's my trigger. Slow drivers. And when I say slow, I don't mean they're driving the speed limit. I mean they're under the speed limit, and stuff like that. That I'm not. I don't road rage, but I basically start like basically. It's almost like I'm breathing. I'm breathing flames at that point. It's like this motherfucker, and I always have the worst luck because I'm always stuck behind the slow driver, and on and to my side of me, whichever side needs to pass, that person is driving at the same pace as I am. So nobody's moving.
yeah. Well, dude, especially if the slow driver's in the left lane of a highway.
Yeah,
People love staying in the left lane.
yeah. Yeah, which I don't get. Like I try to stay in the center lane because the center lane I don't have to worry about like the traffic that has to split off, and stuff like that. God, um, I feel like that's one of my irrational ragey things. I also rage when any of my electronics don't perform right.
Oh, well, it makes sense being the tech guy, right?
It does, yeah. But I mean, like it's like. Here's something. I try not to get mad. I try to get mad, and I always try to avoid confrontation and stuff like that because, like, the one thing I've noticed is that when I get angry, like my heart rate goes up and stuff like that. And the problem is that I'm so dialed in. I shift from being dialed into the fact that I'm pissed off and need to vent about something to the fact that why is my heart rate like going crazy right now? So it makes me even more irrational. Yeah, so well, I don't know. Like I don't argue over irrational stuff, but yeah, like I usually wind up in arguments because of irrational shit, but not like I usually don't try to like start an argument about something irrational. Like I usually have like the good mind sense to know like if this doesn't make all the way sense to me, I shouldn't really bring it up to somebody to start a fight. But yeah, like whenever, but like anytime, like the last person I was dating, like one of the only two arguments we ever had, and both times it was like I was already drummed up because like I'm in an argument, and then somewhere in my brain like whoa, like your heart is doing that number. And it's like and it's almost like it fuels me to be even more angry, and it's like what is going on right now?
Um, Speaking of like arguing and stuff, another like trigger for me, and this is why I tend to stay away from anything that touches politics. I don't know. I'll get into it, but it's when people start acting like they're the expert in something, and let me explain. Once Corona hit, everybody became a doctor. And then once the war in Ukraine hit, everyone was a fucking politician. And then the Roe versus Wade leak, everyone became a fucking lawyer. It just like triggers me so bad. I get like very. That's why like I don't say anything, because it's just like unless you are a fucking expert, shut your fucking. I'm sorry. See, this is like gets me so worked up.
No, it's good.
Rage.
Corey, you've been quiet.
Yeah, what gives you rage, Corey?
What doesn't give me rage these days?
When LeRon has to drop out of a podcast last minute.
Did you have to drop out of a podcast?
No. I was
like, hint, hint, wink, wink.
I have yet to. I don't think the only podcast I've actually canceled. Well, couldn't attend, so it had to be canceled. Was like one of my own episodes of Crossroads. Like it was just running so late, you know.
I mean, Slow Drivers is a good one. If we're staying on the car thing, trucks enrage me. Like
18-wheeler trucks or pickup trucks?
No, like pickup trucks. And
okay.
The bigger they are, the more they enrage me. I'm
why?
Like, why does it need to be so big? Why does it need to sit that far off the ground? Why do you need a ladder to get in? I don't understand why you need a vehicle
especially the ones
this
that are
large.
like jacked up.
Okay. You're talking about jacked up vehicles.
I'm talking about any kind of truck, man. Just like I don't understand the appeal of trucks unless you're like someone who's working on things. And I really hope my brother-in-law doesn't watch this because he just got a truck. And to be fair, it's a nice truck, but like, God, trucks, I get so angry.
Corey, you and I are big dudes. You don't appreciate like the leg room that a truck affords you?
They don't, though. My Nissan Versa has more leg room than any large vehicle I've ever been in.
Did you know I used to own trucks?
I also used to drive a truck, but
but the majority of people that drive trucks don't need a truck. That's the thing.
I don't need a truck. But I would definitely rock a fucking full-body Toyota Tacoma. I mean a Toyota Tundra. I'm sorry, Tundra. Oh. Like I like Tacomas too, though. Like I like to, but yeah, I'm a Tundra person. Give me like the 5.1 liter engine, you know. And guess what? They don't need premium fuel.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. So like part of it is like I came from a town where like everybody thought it was cool to be like a redneck who drove a big truck, like one of those towns. And then like my first car was like this little Saturn sedan, whatever, something. And like one day, like my parents like decided they wanted to drive it and bought a truck and made me drive the truck, and I hated it. I drove it for 3 years and I hated it. I never told them this, but I absolutely hated that truck. And I refuse to get a truck ever again. I don't know. Trucks are just make me want to kick a puppy.
I will rock a truck. I will rock a freaking Jeep Wrangler. I don't know how I feel about Teslas. Like I've never really been a fan of Teslas.
My boss,
we're talking about like
one, and it's pretty cool. it's
yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm not like a super luxury vehicle person. Like I like the idea of a luxury vehicle, but like if it's nice, that's all I care about. Like I don't need to spend like $60,000+ for a car because of the name.
Well, yeah. Where's the value? As soon as you drive up the lot,
actually, one vehicle I can say that's worth the value is a Lexus.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're good.
They are worth the value. They're worth the value. I can't say the same about Audi. I can't say the same about Infiniti. My mom actually had the Infiniti. Yeah, it was I can't remember. It was one of their SUV style ones. she had one of those. It was nice, but it had its quirks, and I was like, "This is a nice car, mom." But I mean, I'm not seeing where it screams $80,000 at you. You
Hmm.
know. I- yeah.
I
So
Yeah, I'm just not a car person. Like I don't
mhm.
care, like my car for me is I'm like as long as I can go to work and come home and it doesn't fall apart, then I'm fine, you
Yeah,
know.
I have cars I like, but unlike a lot of my friends, I don't have a dream car or an it car. Because like a really cool friend of mine, his it car is the Subaru STI. I have another friend. Their it car is is the E-Class Mercedes.
See, I couldn't even tell you what either of those cars look like. I don't even know what that means. You're just spewing numbers out at me.
Do you know what a Subaru
No,
WRX is?
no, I have no
You
idea.
do. You do.
I mean, I'm sure if I saw it, maybe I would recognize it, but
Okay.
I couldn't
Okay,
tell you what it
but you
looks like.
you can't. Okay, I get it. Yeah, but yeah, like, and then they asked me like, "What's your dream car?" I'm like, I don't really have a dream car. Like, oh, there's something like like that has like a high price tag or has like crazy horses. I was like, besides the Toyota Supra, no, because and guess what? I have common sense. Like, I cannot fit my ass into a Toyota Supra. So like my it car right now is probably a Subaru Crosstrek.
Yeah,
Corey's like, what the fuck is that?
yeah, I don't even know what that means. Like I don't I just I worked at a car dealership for 3 years. I don't I mean, I guess it's the same where people are like, why are you so into your games and your TV and stuff? I'm like, well, I guess that's fair. I mean, everybody has to be into something, but God,
Right.
I
Well, I
don't know.
mean, like just because we're men, who says it had to be like, cars and trucks and fire engines and construction equipment and stuff like that? Now, I'm not saying this opens up the case for like boys playing with dolls because this is a different conversation. Like I'm just saying like we're just speaking on the stereotypes right now.
Yeah.
Before I get in any trouble, because there's a keyboard warrior out there. It's like, well, if my son wants to play with dolls, I'm going to let him do it. And it's like it's not what I'm talking about tonight. Sit down, sir.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like somebody who needs like a large house or a super nice car or anything. I'm just, as long as we're comfortable, I'm fine.
Mm.
And I'm sure at one point in my life I was like that, where like I wanted like super expensive things or whatever, but like I don't remember that time and I just don't care anymore. you know?
Yeah.
I would rather I would rather live in like an average house and drive an average car and go on like 2 vacations a year and be happy. You know what I mean? Like that's where I
Two
am.
vacations a year. Huh?
Why not?
I'm
You
doing
mean like 2
something.
trips?
Yeah, like 2 vacations.
We're
Well,
gonna have to talk. We're gonna
I
talk
mean,
about
I
the
haven't been
American
on
dream.
vacation in
I
like 3 years,
I I
but
I I,
I'm
I remember hearing those descriptions of the American dream. Like home, white picket fence. 2.5 kids. Like one one car for each adult and all this stuff. Maybe
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, like
man,
we we haven't been on vacation in almost 3 years, so we're going to Disney in November, and we're planning a vacation sometime in July or August. So, I mean, I guess that's 2 vacations.
All right, so I know the Disney vacation is with the kids, but the vacation you and your wife are taking, is that just a you and her thing or is it
Oh,
a family thing?
it's a kids thing too,
Hmm.
and her sister and brother-in-law are coming too, and their kids
Oh, okay. Okay.
to the beach. The beach kind of enrages me too, but don't tell my wife.
Wait, why is the beach
wait,
enrage you?
beach? Yeah.
I I don't. All right, I guess I'll just say it. I hate sand. I hate
I
ocean
hate sand
water.
also.
I hate ocean
Yeah,
water.
what's wrong with admitting it? That's okay.
I hate because it's like my wife's favorite vacation to go do is the
To
beach,
go to a beach?
and
Uh,
I hate it. But It's fine. I hate just laying there in the sun, being hot and not doing anything until it's time to go do something. You know what I mean? I just
And then you got sunburn.
yeah, dude, I got sunburned going to the park the other day for 20 minutes. Like,
Always wear your SPF, man.
yeah, I
And
should probably
and
do that too.
SPF that comes in like lotion is not the same.
I know.
And when I say
Uh,
lotion, I mean like regular moisturizer. I'm not talking about actual like suntan lotion that is suntan lotion.
yeah. So that's like, God, I hate sand so much.
You
Sand
know,
and
it's totally okay not to be in love with the beach. I mean, like for me, I like the beach at a certain level. I cannot do what most people do and just lie there and get roasted up by the sun. Like if I go there, I need to be actively swimming, walk around, call it a day after like a couple hours, and that's it.
Oh,
oh, I won't even go in the water.
my boyfriend loves the beach, and it's not. And I'm not a beach person either. I do get I can find ways to enjoy myself when I'm out there with him. But I was like, but he's like, hey, I want to go to the beach today, and I'm like, yes, let's go. And in my mind, I'm like, man,
Yeah, I just if I'm going swimming, it's got to be in like something I can see the bottom in a controlled environment where I smell like chlorine afterwards. Just smell it
Ooh.
for days.
as a matter of fact, I will say like my boyfriend is the outdoors adventurous person, and I was in scouts, so I've already lived it. I'm not trying to do it again.
So it's not that I don't like being outside. I like being outside as long as we're doing something. You know,
Yeah.
that's I can't like if I sit longer than like 10 minutes, I'm fidgeting, I'm antsy, I just got to go do something. You know, I got to always be doing something. And maybe that's on me as a person, but like I'm never relaxed. My brain is always thinking about what I'm going to do next. But like, I don't know. That's probably just me.
Any final thoughts? Any final word?
Hmm. Your hair being gone enrages me.
Aw.
It'll be back.
I'm just kidding. I just want to give you a hard time.
It's all it's almost like I went out like and got a haircut behind my parents' back.
It's always weird when somebody has like a certain style of hair for so long and then you see them and it's different. It's just weird.
Stephanie, when your son gets old enough to like handle his grooming and stuff, if he goes outside one day and comes back with with a completely different hairstyle, like how are you going to be?
It depends. It depends.
He comes back with a spiked mohawk.
I mean, if anything, I'll probably just laugh at him because his head is large in a weird shape. He's not going to look good in a mohawk. Then I'm like, fine, all right, let people make fun of you. I'll make fun of you right now. Ha ha. Joke's on you. Dude, like my mom fusses over his hair, like, oh, he needs to have the right hairstyle. I'm like, dude, whatever, it's fine. There's hair in his head.
I have a friend. His parents are the same way about their grandson. It's like I look at him and I see a boy. I don't see a girl, so his hair is okay. Because man, like I get anxious when I have to ask somebody if their toddler's a boy or a girl. I get anxious. It's almost like like congratulating a woman thinking she's pregnant and she's overweight. It's like I get that type of anxiety.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, my kid has the Asian hair, like it's very thick and luscious, and so like I'm a fan of him having his hair longer, not like necessarily like my kind of length, but
Well, we
the
can
one,
still identify him as a boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Because it just reminded me one time where it was during the quarantine thing, and my mom thought it'd be cool to cut his hair, but she put the razor thing at the lowest setting and like shaved his
Uh-oh.
head,
Uh-oh.
and I was actually upset. One of the few times I'm upset about
Yeah,
physical
definitely.
things.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, didn't I hear somewhere it's a bad idea to cut any young child's hair so close? I thought you were supposed to because and I'm not sure if it's just rooted in superstition because how some babies are born bald, and I'm wondering if that's the mentality, you cut their hair off, does it take forever for it to grow back or whatnot, even though that's been debunked years ago. I feel you though, I would probably go off of my mom too if she did it to my child. I don't have a child yet. Maybe. Who knows?
Never know.
Good time.
I'm sorry about my hair, Corey. It'll be back.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't enrage me.
It's fine.
Here's something to help reverse some of that rage, just side topic. And obviously by the time this comes out, it probably won't be relevant, for the non-patron members. But on Amazon, there's a sale on a lot of video game art books.
Oh.
Yep, I just noticed.
Let me see.
Yeah. I ran across one, LeRon, that's the art of Dead Space.
Oh, I want it.
So.
Oh, speaking of Stephanie, yes. This. Hold on. This bad boy right here. This was the hard drive that went bad, and yes, all the Dead Space installs are on there. I'll get it back. It'll be fun starting over. Honestly. Because I feel like I'll be able to run through a little bit quicker without being a little bitch.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you feel this way, but hopefully get your momentum back because I don't know if you stream on a regular basis. I feel like it's momentum, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got 10 terabytes that I got to drop in here. So I'll be back soon. All right, everybody. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah,
good episode.
could.
I like it. It was nice and light.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't anything super crazy. I can't wait for you and Pat to unleash your question that you mentioned earlier on the Boss Rush podcast. Which, by the way, you guys should definitely always head to bossrush.net and check out all of our wonderful podcasts, interviews, everything, articles. There's always something there for you. You don't have to be a patron for most of it. All right, well, that's us tonight. This has been the Boss Rush After Dark alternative podcast. I think we had a good night, right?
It was all right.
It was all right. All right. Yeah. Before we sign out, we'd like to thank all of you for tuning in and listening to the show. And plugs. Let's do that. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Corey.
You can find me at I'm Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me hosting the Boss Rush podcast, Nintendo Power Block, Standard Definition, and a plethora of other things here on the Boss Rush Network.
Stephanie, you're up.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Klimov_author. Part of the Boss Rush podcast Wednesday nights, Standard Definition for Disney, and of course here. I think I got everything.
All right. Yep, and you can catch me on social media at Exodus803. There's also my Twitch and YouTube channels, as well as my Steam and PlayStation Network ID. Don't forget, I am also part of the Boss Rush Network writing team, as well as Boss Rush creative teams and stuff like that. So just head over to bossrush.net. You'll see something about me over there. All right, everyone, come back and join us for our next installment of Boss Rush After Dark, where we'll be back to talk about more things that aren't always content appropriate for our flagship shows. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.
We love you.
Goodbye.